Apex Legends brings in the money, and Google introduces its brand new streaming service. All that and more. I'm Ethos, and this is Free to Play Weekly. First off in the news this week, SuperData's February digital games report is out now, and to nobody's surprise, Apex Legends makes the list as one of the top grossing games of that month. As you can see from this chart, Apex Legends has made its debut at number 6 on the PC gaming chart, one slot below its competitor Fortnite Battle Royale. SuperData says that Respawn Entertainment's new Battle Royale made $92 million in that month, giving it the quote-unquote the best launch month of any free-to-play game in history. That total is even more impressive when you consider that Apex Legends launched 4 days into the year's shortest month, and therefore had only about 3.5 weeks to accumulate its numbers. By comparison, Fortnite made an estimated $89 million in December of 2017, its third full month of release. Freeform RPG Albion Online was originally promoted as a free-to-play game during its paid alpha, and that's why we have a page for it before the developers, Sandbox Interactive, switched gears and decided to make it a paid game at launch. Sandbox said at the time that making the game ready for a free-to-play model would take up a significant development time, and that free-to-play would also create a lot of risks for the game, spamming, botting, worlds too small, etc. Apparently it's all been taken care of, or maybe they just want more players because Albion Online will be going free-to-play on April the 10th. In a blog post, the dev team said that despite the game doing very well, its $30 price tag is a massive deterrent for trying out a new game, especially one as unconventional as Albion Online. Veteran players will receive a Spectral Wolf mount as compensation for their time, as well as a 10-day fame boost, which runs from April 1st until the update goes live on the 10th. The FAQ provided with the blog post stated that the overall monetization of the game will not change, however, with the two primary pillars being premium status and a cosmetic cash shop. New players will be able to enjoy the full game, including the Oberyn expansion that went live last week. The April 10th update will also include a host of brand new features and content to the game as laid out on their forums. Battlefield 5 is getting a Battle Royale mode soon, which shouldn't come as much as a surprise to anyone. Called Firestorm, it will take place on the biggest Battlefield map ever and will be available on PC, Xbox One, and PlayStation 4 on March 25th. What won't be, however, is free to play, at least not yet. John Stanley, a senior producer at Criterion Games, to whom EA Dice has outsourced the development of Firestorm 2, was asked about the prospects of the mode being free to play. His response was, quote-unquote, nothing to talk about at the moment. It's probably as close as he could come to hedging his bets against Firestorm being part of a paid package now and going free to play later. Now, we probably want the possibility of Firestorm probably going free to play as a good probability kind of thing, given the less than firm denial, and I wouldn't be surprised if EA is keeping a close eye on Activision in regards to the possibility of Call of Duty Black Ops 4 Blackout mode eventually going free to play on a permanent basis. So if one happens, then the other might follow shortly thereafter. Dreadnought and Spec Ops Online development studio may have hit upon hard times, but its publisher Jaeger is still at it, developing another soon-to-be free-to-play game in The Cycle. The Cycle is described as a match-based first-person shooter with an emphasis on PvPvE action. Players will gear up, complete MMO quest-like jobs, and form and break alliances on the fly, with the ultimate goal of scoring the most points and making it off an alien planet alive. The game's name comes from The Cycle, world-spanning storms that kill anyone dumb enough to set foot planetside. Oh, and there's also monsters that scale with each cycle and deadly radiation, so, you know, have fun. So from the sounds of this and the look of the trailer, it offers a Battle Royale-ish experience, but with more variety gameplay than simply gear up and kill everyone and avoid the Ring of Death. You'll certainly be doing that sort of thing, though the gear is crafted between matches using materials gathered on the planet rather than acquired directly by looting. But Jaeger hopes that the parts of what makes the cycle different will help it stand out. The cycle will have alpha tests next weekend, that's March 28th through the 30th, which you can sign up for on their website. And finally, here we go again. Once more, the gaming industry is dabbling in the arena of streaming games. No, not necessarily like streaming gameplay to YouTube, although that is kind of involved in this, but actually streaming them in order to play them. Now, this does sound cool in concept, and to be fair, in the past, this hasn't been done well. However, none of the previous attempts were by Google, a company that has pretty much unlimited access to hardware and technology that others don't. Google intends to launch the new service named Stadia later this year, making it available to anyone on any platform that supports Google Chrome. Ideally, players will be able to start a game from one device and easily switch to another device while everything being handled on Stadia's end. Stadia will also integrate with YouTube, allowing players to launch a game directly from videos and trailers of the game in question. They're also implementing social features that will allow content creators to engage more directly with their audiences. However, even with all this information that we do know, there are still some questions that it does not answer. There's currently no mention about the cost for the service. Previous services have had a subscription at minimum, and this doesn't address how these services will impact data caps forced on by users by their ISPs. But considering the service can stream in up to 4K and Google intends to implement 8K at a later date, this definitely could be a problem. And also at present, we don't know much about what games will be available on this service as of right now. We're running with the assumption that should developers of free-to-play games want to get on this bandwagon, they can. However, judging from the list of partners shown in the video, this hasn't happened yet. Now, Google is working on their own games for this service because every gaming platform needs to launch with something, but they haven't specified how those will be monetized either. You can learn more about this by watching Google's Stadia GDC 2019 gaming announcement on their YouTube channel. And that moves us into the question of the week. Let me know in the comments below if you're interested in Google Stadia. Even if you don't necessarily, let's say, have the fastest internet speed, or you might have another type of thing that might be holding you back from trying this, does the prospect of maybe moving to this future where you can play games on anything sound interesting to you at all? Let me know in the comment section below. And that's it for this week's Free to Play Weekly. Don't forget to check out mmobomb.com for giveaways and the latest news. My name is Ethos, and I'll catch you guys next week.